We are live. Let's go. So you're stuck with me today. Mark Lobliner here, holding down the fort for Alan Roberts, the MFing COO. I'm here today to bring you all the news. And boy, when I say there was news today, there was news today. There was an uprising. There was a renaissance on X like I've never seen before. See, the thing is, the left is a hive mind. They think as one. They move as one. They don't debate amongst themselves. If their cult leader says go, they say, well, let's go. This is making me mad. ADHD time. They're like, let's go. Let's go. It doesn't matter what it is. Hey, you know what? We want all illegal immigrants to be able to cross the border. Done. Signed. Hey, guess what? We're not going to wear masks. Cool. We're not going to wear masks. Oh, wait, the Republican says to wear masks. We're going to wear masks. It doesn't matter what it is. The Democrats are the party of unity. They move in unison. One might say they're a cult. Definitely a cult. Because they don't think. It's literally groupthink. It is the hive mind. And what you're seeing on X today, man, it has me just excited. Because we have the power of the people. A populist president coming into office in January who listens to the population. You have Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy battling it out with Cernovich, with Loomer. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love this. You're seeing real-time policy changes based on what the American citizens want. For the first time in our life, we might have a government that actually listens, that actually pivots, that does what the people want. And the left thinks this is a bad thing. The left is like, oh, they're imploding. They're imploding. They're going crazy. They're nuts. Those maggots, they're going crazy. Whereas we're just having a little intellectual duel. So what sparked this debate? Now, we've seen this a couple times, right? We've seen this during the war in the Middle East. We've seen this a lot where people even, they'll question Trump himself. The Trump loyalists will be like, nah, man, Trump's always right. There's not that many of those. For the most part, the Trump voters are people like me. They're people who just want common sense. They want the government to have less power. They want the people to be listened to. They want a great economy. They want opportunity. They want to make America great. And I'm not going to say again, because I think America can reach levels of greatness that we've never even dreamt of before. We have the greatest minds in the world in this country. We have the greatest collection of talent, from athletic talent to intellectual talent to mathematical talent. We have the most talent in the world in this beautiful nation. We have the resources. We have the oil. We have California, which, although the politics suck, dude, you can literally go surfing in the morning and wear shorts and then take a 3-hour drive up to Big Bear and go sledding. We have the most amazing country in the world, and we don't even know how good it can be. Think about it this way, guys. In the 1800s, we had slavery. That wasn't good, right? I think we can all agree with that. Well, except for the Groypers, maybe. Okay, and then in the 1940s, we literally threw Asian people in internment camps. Not good. Not good. We had a draft. We literally sent military-age men off to fight in a war that was stupid. Yep, not good. Not good. And we just got civil rights put through in like the 60s and the 70s. I was just reading an article because there was 2 high school basketball teams. Brentwood Academy and Hume Fogg played. Hume Fogg destroyed them. Like, what the hell is a Hume Fogg? It is a high school in downtown Nashville that was the first to be desegregated. I believe it was in the early 70s. Guys, we're on the precipice of something great. And the way it becomes great is through discourse. I didn't say intercourse. Get your mind out of the gutter. I said discourse. What if through X, through this beautiful just collection of free speech, we are able to have influencers from all walks of life. When I say influencer, I mean everybody with an account, not just someone with 100,000, 50,000, 200,000. I'm talking everybody has a voice. We're able to let that voice be heard. You have the guy who's in charge of the platform, Elon Musk. You have President Trump. You have Vivek Ramaswamy. You have JD Vance. You have everybody in Congress watching in real time what the people want, what the citizens want. And policy is malleable. Policy can be crafted with the input of the American citizen. That is what excites me. That excites me. And today, Vivek sent out a tweet that I glanced over it. I was checking my Twitter while warming up. I usually do 10 minutes of cardio, before I train. I'm like, I'm going to see what's going on the Twitter. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. He wants to bring in more, visas to get some talented workers. That's awesome. And then all hell broke loose. And I think we should read that tweet, y'all. I think we should give it a little read. From Vivek Ramaswamy, one of the best speech givers, the best orators I've ever seen in my life. By the way, guys, the chat is open. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, be sure to comment and like this video, whatever platform you're on, whether it's X, whether it's Rumble, whether it's YouTube. Go ahead and like this video. Like the living hell out of it and comment. Chats, I'm going to try to get to them as we go on. From Vivek Ramaswamy. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans, not Native Americans like casino Native Americans, no insult intended, but, not tribal Native Americans who are from America, isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit and a lazy and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word. Culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. And if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long, at least since the 90s and likely longer. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. I digress, Vivek. In recent studies, and I just did a video about this, I just did a whole entire tweet about this too. Guys, students who partake in youth sports have higher GPAs than students who don't. This validated through science and studies done by the University of Michigan. A recent study, and there are other data to back it up. Vivek, you are wrong. And by the way, the prom king and the prom queen and the star quarterback, let me tell you my local experience. I have three guys right now going off to play D1 football. Now, the high school season just ended 3 weeks ago. Might be asking, Mark, how the hell did that happen? Pretty simple. These three young men, one going to Wake Forest, one going to Louisville, and one going to the University of Arkansas on football scholarships. They graduate a semester early, and they both had 4.0 plus GPAs, meaning their GPA was over 4.0, and they got super high ACT scores near the top of their class. Now, let me ask you this. Why can't we be student athletes? So yeah, the modern day student athlete gets a 3.5 and above. The modern day student athlete gets better grades than their non-sports playing peers. And you're also looking at, I'm just talking about football. A lot of these people play other sports. There's this kid who wrestled for me. I coached him when I coached wrestling. His name was William. I'll leave his last name out of it. Kid got a perfect score on the ACT. Perfect score on the ACT. Ended up not wrestling in college, but the work ethic that he learned from wrestling is what enabled him to get that super high GPA above a 4.0 and also get a super high ACT score and basically have college covered without any use for his athletic prowess. Kid got third in state. So I want to ask you this. Why not both? Why not both? I digress. Let me move on. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell or Stefan over Steve Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. I don't know where the hell this guy has been. And I mean, he might live in a bubble. He's in Silicon Valley. But bro, I'm in the real world. I'm coaching student athletes. And Vivek, I haven't even gone to the meat of your post. You couldn't be more wrong, my guy. You could not be more wrong. Look, we've had a couple professional athletes at Legacy at Carbon, right? Just a couple. We got a couple bros pulling up in the NFL right now. Feels good, right? We got a ton of guys in college, right? Probably 300 plus, okay? That's a lot of people. A lot of people. That's not including D2, D3, and NAIA. That's just D1. So let me tell you this. Let me go. When we have a kid come back, let's say 5 years after they've trained with us, they're usually not coming back because they won a Super Bowl. They're coming back because they're an executive in their company. They're making 6+ figures a year and they're managing an entire department. So no, we need to keep propping up prom kings and queens. We need to keep propping up the athletes. And do you even know Zach's GPA in Saved by the Bell? AC Slater could have had a 4.0. They never really disclosed that. And by the way, in the college years, Screech went to the same damn college as Slater and Zach. Can we not forget how hot Kelly Kapowski was? Many a bottle of lotion was wasted on that woman. But anyway, guys, I digress again. Fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. I actually just ran into at my son's wrestling tournament a kid I coached 3 years ago. He is currently going to Penn State. Guess what his GPA was when he graduated? Over 4.0. Look, dude, you can have both. Look, the athletes I train, they don't go party. They don't do anything stupid because we tell them not to. We guide them. These kids, their idea of a late night, we had one, okay, one of our guys, he went crazy. He went to prom. That's right, he went to prom, which is crazy because he didn't like going to dances or parties, right? He stayed out till 9:15 p.m., not a.m. Guys, this is a dumb take, Vivek. I want you to take this. This is an insult to coaches. There's an insult to coaches of student athletes because youth sports can save the world, Vivek. Your data's fucking off. Like, say you're all about data, Vivek, and I love Vivek. I would have voted for him. I'm not going to lie. But I got to call him where he's wrong. Vivek, where's your fucking data? Where is your data? I will provide you data to back up what I'm saying. Where is your data? Anybody, show me some fucking data saying that athletes are getting lower GPAs and getting lesser jobs than fucking nerds. When I say nerds, I mean kids who don't play sports. That doesn't mean you don't play sports, you're a nerd. But yeah, you kind of fucking are. Okay, more movies like Whiplash, fewer runs of Friends, and more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers. By the way, most of my student athletes have tutors. My own son has a tutor he goes to regularly. Yeah, we focus on that shit. Bro, this isn't the 90s, okay? We do not need to vilify student athletes to put this point across, okay? Yeah. More weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday morning, they're usually recovering from football games, or they're training and they're doing homework. More books, less TV. I can roll with that. More creating, less chilling. We don't chill. You either work or you train, period. You can have a little time. I'm okay with chilling, right? Like, wouldn't you agree that making America healthy again isn't about vilifying student athletes? It's fucking retarded. More extracurriculars, yes. Less hanging out at the mall, agreed. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kind of parents. More normal American kids view such as those kind of kids with scorn. If you grow up aspiring to normalcy, normalcy is what you will achieve. I agree. My wife and I had a conversation once where she's like, well, what's wrong with the kids are average? I said, oh, hold up. We got to talk. My wife is exceptional. My wife, for her to say that was out of character. Like, my wife is very exceptional. Graduated college a semester early, was managing marketing departments at 21 years old. Like, she is a genius. So by all means, but we had that conversation. So we've always had a thing. My daughter had a sign in her room. It was a great quote from Mia Hamm. She had it up to the point till we moved to Tennessee. Whoever said winning isn't everything never won anything. And that is what we live by. And that doesn't mean just on the field. That means in the classroom. That means in life. That's why my daughter, one of the reasons she got into the prestigious Kelley School of Business as a direct admin is because not only did she have a 4.3 GPA or whatever the hell it was over 4.0, but she was able to say, hey, I won a state championship in soccer. I also had a runner-up, 4 regional championships, 3 district championships, and I also started my own business. The problem is lazy fucks in this country. It's not the athletes. No, look, man, if we had more AC Slaters and Zach Morrises, we'd have more badass CEOs like you, Vivek. Instead, we have a bunch of fucking soy boys running around who have no fucking competitive edge. Their testosterone level's 150, and we're wondering why we're fucking weak. I'll tell you why we're fucking weak. It's not because of the fucking prom king. It's because these drug-addicted, soy boy, skinny jean wearing, latte fucking drinking, weak motherfuckers. That's our problem, Vivek. It is not, and I repeat, it is not student athletes. Now close your eyes and visualize. I would do that, but I wouldn't be able to read this. Which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raised their kids according to one model versus the other? Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend like it does, we have our acid handed to us like by China. No. I do not fucking agree. We have the talent here in America. We just need to harness that talent, to demand more of our children, to stop trying to be our kids' fucking friends and to fucking lead them. That's what we need. We need fathers to be strong enough to say, hey, do your fucking homework, Johnny. Hey, don't sit around. Go run around the block. Go get some exercise. When you're done exercising, shower because you fucking smell, and then study. It's pretty simple. By the way, eat a gram of protein per pound of body weight and eat healthy foods. Eat some fucking chicken and potatoes, bro. This can be our Sputnik moment. We've awakened from slumber before, and we could do it again. Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era in America. By the way, Trump was an athlete. By all accounts, Trump was an athlete. Dude, the dude's huge. He's like 6'3". He's not 6'3". No shit, he's 70 fucking years old. Dude's probably 5'11", 6 foot right now. Bro, I was literally over 5'9". I was almost 5'10". I was probably 5'10" in high school. 5'7.5" right now. When you get old, shit gets shorter. Hopefully not everything gets shorter because I can't really spare that much there. But look, stuff gets shorter. You get shorter. Your discs fucking go, the cushioning, your spine goes down, all that shit. But only if our culture fully wakes up, a culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy. You know what achievement is? Achievement is winning a state fucking championship and then graduating with honors. That is achievement. Balance it. Be a student fucking athlete. Hard work over laziness, blah, blah, blah. That's the work we have cut out for us rather than wallowing in victim and just wishing or legislating alternative hiring practices into existence. I'm confident we can do it. So basically, this is all about bringing in these visas. These visas to let in more people who are apparently high achievers. So what is a high H? Why can't we do that with what we have here? Look, man, I'm all for legal immigration. I want it. I want legal immigration. But we also have to realize, like, a lot of the visas out there aren't for these high-level jobs. They're for low-level jobs that they are going to take for less money than American workers. So let's see what the rebuttals are, right? Now, first of all, this one I just saw was absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to share this. How does this make you feel, Vivek? It's, I believe, in number 18, quarterback kissing the cheerleader. By the way, I would like to state for the record, my wife was the captain of the cheerleading team, and I was the captain of the football team. Let me see if I can show you guys a picture of that. So we have a similar story to these two right here. And I think we did okay. Sure, I'm not in the STEM field, but I could have been. Could have been. I just chose a different path for me. But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with developing this from within. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't let anybody in, but I'm saying to say that we can't do this, that Americans can't be exceptional, that Americans can't be great. I think that's just absolutely absurd. And I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. What do you think? Do you think that, I do think, and look, man, I agree with 90-something% of what Vivek has to say. I think Vivek is a genius. I think he's a very smart dude. I'm a big Vivek fan. I really am. However, I just don't like this take at all. I don't. The way he wrote it, and maybe it's just me. I'm being biased, whatever, because I'm an athlete guy. I'm a sports guy. You know, by the way, look at those two young whippersnappers. My wife is literally my height now. Like, I was at least 5'10" in this fucking picture, guys. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Look at that. I was 270 or 275 in that picture. Look how big uniforms used to be. Like, now they're all like custom fitted, looking good. Back then, we used to have to wear uniforms really fucking big because our shoulder pads were this fucking big. By the way, there's my helmet. Can you see that? There it is. I hit with my head. Look at that classic bull ring. Oh, we're having a blast today, guys. Hey, so I'm gonna take that off the screen, and let's get to some other from Elijah Schaefer, guys. Elijah Schaefer comes in here. Elijah, how you doing, brother? Can't wait to see you soon. I see countless videos of white men on TikTok advising other young men to not even try to get into tech coding, that they simply will not find a job and the companies just aren't hiring like they used to. So what's going on here? Are Indians only hiring Indians? I thought the market was oversaturated, but Elon is saying we need to bring in many more Indians. So is it that our people from American schools just aren't qualified? Can't be the case. Are there not enough Western applicants from other European nations? Must we pull India? And here's something from another person that Elijah linked. Having worked with several H-1Bs, those are the people on visas, Indians in the past, I can say they were not highly skilled, mediocre at best, yet they have no issue finding new jobs. Meanwhile, other talented white folks I know have applied 300 plus places in the past year and can barely get a call back. So personally, I haven't heard any of this. I'm not in I am kind of, I have an internet site, but we have a CT. We're good to go. Like, we're staffed. We don't need that many people. We're not building fucking Twitter. TigerFitness.com is here for you, by the way. TigerFitness.com, coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA gets you 10% off. Support us, please. Go to TigerFitness.com, coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, 10% off. By the way, I will say that I have good authority. I am very sound in saying I believe we are the only nightly podcast that is not trying to sell you gold. Every fucking podcast, buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. Fuck your gold. Shop at tigerfitness.com. Gold can suck my nuts. Tigerfitness.com. That's who you support. Don't buy gold. buy creatine. Creatine is white gold. Go to tigerfitness.com, buy MTS Nutrition Pure Creatine, 10% off, coupon code MAHA through the end of the week. Guys, come on. Can you please throw me a fucking bone and support us? Like, this shit ain't easy. Like, I got to fucking sit here and talk and rant and scream and curse. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fucking work. So what's my take on this? Look, dude, I like immigration. I think we should have as much legal immigration as we can. However, it needs to be a vetting process. If we strategically bring in a bunch of people to fill these jobs, then we have a bunch of people with degrees in the US who aren't able to find jobs. I almost am at the point where it's like, you know what? Let's put a hold on immigration altogether for about 2 to 4 years. Okay? Figure this shit out. Deport all the illegals, starting with the criminals and working our way down. And then once we figure this shit out, we get rid of a lot of them. Then we can be like, all right, let's start importing the best and the brightest. Look, one time, guys, I was looking into move to Australia. I'm not playing. I looked into moving to Australia. And I actually spoke to the embassy. I spoke to the people. I don't remember exactly who it was, 2010. And my distributor at the time, his name was Simon. He's like, hey, I have a guy. I got a guy. So I'm talking to this guy. He's like, hey, mate, you know, what's going on? Hey, I'm good. So I'm thinking of relocating my family out to Australia. Our business is crushing it out there. And honestly, like, I love it in Australia. I love it. He's like, great. Well, what do you do? I'm like, well, I own these businesses, this. How much are you worth? I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, no problem. You're in. Why? He's like, yeah, well, no problem getting you in. Dude, Australia is a meritocracy, right? Australia doesn't give a fuck. At least at the time they didn't. They're like, okay, how much money can you bring to our economy? I'm like, well, I'm a fucking valuable guy. And they're like, cool, you're in. What? That easy? Yep, we'll get it started. I never ended up moving, but it was so fucking easy because I was already successful. Food for thought. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm serious. Like, what do you guys think? I honestly think we should put a pause on all immigration. Fuck it. Pause it. Let's get rid of the shit we have now, and then we can explore getting more people. Just my take. But again, I'm wrong a lot. It's just an opinion. Don't hate me for it. Like, if that is the reason why you hate me, I'm sorry. But like, we have like, I don't know, 10 to 20 million illegal immigrants here. Let's get rid of the illegal shit, and then we can figure out the legal shit. Like, let's start at point A. Okay, like, here's the deal. Like, if you're going to paint a wall, right? And there's some fucked up old paint on that wall. Like, fucked up old paint. You don't just take the brush and put the new color on. Nah, you got to fucking sand that bitch. You got to prime that bitch. And you got to put on multiple coats. Guys, we haven't even sanded the wall yet. We got to get rid of the old shit. And then we can start building the new shit. But first, we got to get rid of the old shit. What do you guys think? 30 million illegals. Holy shit. Are you telling me the mainstream media has been lying to me? I don't believe it. And YouTube, if you're listening, whatever the CDC and WHO says is the correct answer. But let's get on to more important news, like really important things going on. Really important things. And I think we need to get to the real important topics, you know, before we consider like anything else. Like, sometimes you just got to get to the important shit. Just got to get to the important stuff. Like, for example, I mean, what is this? Okay. Is that a nose? Oh my God, is that her nose? Is this AI? She's got the thigh gap going on. Much respect to your leanness, okay. I don't know what's going on with the nose. I don't know what's going on here. But like, like, bro, like, I don't even know how that would work. Can you imagine, like, can you imagine trying to navigate that thing? Like, you're like, oh, oh. Bro, I mean, I'm not the most gifted man in the world. I'm okay. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can even break ground on that thing, man. Like, you can't really grab it. It's more of like palming a basketball. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but apparently I think there might have been some plastic surgery down there. Like, yeah. Wow. Man, the internet's a wild place, bro. The internet's a wild, wild place. Wild place. So here's another one, guys. This is actually a really big story. It's actually hit pretty hard today. So from the Hill, Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office. But lawmakers must act now. All right. How? So this is from Evan A. Davis and David M. Schulte. Schulte, whatever, Nazi, Schulte, whatever. So apparently, since there was this huge insurrection that was never convicted and blah, 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 apparently the Constitution provides that oath-breaking insurrectionist is ineligible to be president. There's a plain version. So here's the problem. He was never convicted of insurrection. Like, that's the thing. He was never convicted of insurrection. If you see what happened, he didn't call for anybody to break any law. He actually told people, hey, can you guys cut this shit out, right? Like, stop this. And this is what we have. This is what we have. We have just an absolute shit show. The second contested, the court found by clear and convincing evidence President Trump engaged in insurrection. It's the Colorado Supreme Court. U.S. Supreme Court held that states lack the power to disqualify candidates. The Supreme Court precludes Congress from rejecting electoral votes. Man. First, the majority's suggestion that there must be new implementing federal legislation passed pursuant to the enforcement power specified in the 14th Amendment is what lawyers call dicta. Dicta are the musings of an opinion that are not required to decide the case. The holding that Section 3 is not self-executing may be an alternate holding, but the thoughts about the kind of implementing statute required are plain dicta. Dicta are not precedential. The four dissenters strenuously rejected this to part of the opinion as overreach. Second, the electoral college votes is a matter uniquely assigned to Congress by the Constitution. Under well-settled law, this fact deprives the Supreme Court of voice in the matter because the rejection of the vote on constitutionally specified grounds is a non-reviewable political question. Third, specific legislation designed for this situation already exists. The Electoral Count Act was first enacted in 1887 and later amended and restated in 2022. It provides a detailed mechanism for resolving disputes as to the validity of electoral college votes. The act specifies two grounds for objections to electoral vote: if the electors from a state were not lawfully certified, or if the vote of one or more electors was not regularly given. A vote for a candidate disqualified by the Constitution is plainly in accordance with normal use of words not regularly given. Disqualification for engaging in insurrection is no different, but he wasn't convicted, you idiots. Oh my Lord. To make an exception under the Court Count Act requires a petition signed by 20% of members of each house. The objection is sustained by a majority vote in each house. The vote is not counted, and the number of votes required to be elected is reduced by the number of disqualified votes. If full votes were not counted, Kamala Harris would be elected president. The unlikelihood of congressional Republicans doing anything that might elect Harris as president is obvious, but Democrats need to take a stand against electoral college votes for a person disqualified by the Constitution for holding office, unless and until this disability is removed, no less is required by their oath to support and defend the Constitution. I remember, now I'm old enough to remember, doesn't this sound a bit insurrection-y to you? So you have a popular mandate where President Trump wins both the popular vote and the electoral college. And he wins all 7 swing states. And they think this is a good idea. What do you think would happen in America if this happened? So you have the one side who has all the pew-pews, and you have the other side who can't even figure out what gender they are. And you really want this to boil over into a civil war, because it would be a civil war. Look, man, I'm not willing to throw down for anything, but you know what? If Tennessee, the volunteer state who's been known to get involved in fights that we are not even involved in, think about Tennessee for a second. Texas is like, oh shit, man, we're fighting with these Mexicans, man. Shit. Man, it's tough. Picked up the phone. Hey, Tennessee, what are you guys doing? I don't know, man, we're just sitting around drinking some sweet tea, having a good time. Hey, man, you guys want to fight? We got a war going on. We could use some help. Tennessee's like, but we're not really a part of that war. Texas is like, have you tried our barbecue? And Tennessee's like, God, good point. Tennessee's like, let's fucking go. Hence the volunteer state. Do you really think Hill, look, man, the Hill is such a piece of shit. For even printing this article, you have to question their sanity. Look, man, like it or not, Trump's going to be our president. It is what it is. Deal with it. A lot of people weren't happy when Biden got elected. And unlike Trump's election in 2016, all we had is on January 6th, a bunch of unarmed boomers were escorted into the Capitol by Capitol Police. You had a few people do stupid things. I wouldn't call that an insurrection. I'd call that a group of a few dumbasses who did dumb things. The rest of them were just wandering along oh, wow, this is great. We're at a protest. Oh, they're letting us in. This would be great. I've always wanted to see the Capitol building. Next thing you know, they're doing 20 to life. Seriously, guys, that wasn't an insurrection. If we consider a bunch of unarmed boomers wandering into the Capitol an insurrection, what happens when we have an actual insurrection? We are fucked. We are completely screwed. If that is something that threatened our democracy, seriously, a bunch of unarmed boomers wandering into the Capitol, it was stupid. It was dumb. I wasn't there. But hey, if that's your idea of a violent insurrection, if we ever have a violent insurrection on American soil, we are completely fucked. This article is more of an insurrection than the actual insurrection on January 6th was. This is insane. The fact they'd even published this is even more insane. Now we get to the goofy stuff, guys. This is goofy. This is really, guys, I gotta warn you, on a scale of 1 to goof, this is really goofy. This is super goofy. A group of COVID cautious people in Oregon rented out a bowling alley. By the way, COVID is real. The CDC and WHO are always correct. And we recommend everybody gets the shot because it's right thing to do. Okay, people in Oregon renting out a bowling alley, and everyone and had everyone masked, including the employees, set up air purifiers, and separated kids from adults. By the way, these kids are fucked. They're going to have a horrible life. This happened a few days ago. How are these people real? From Libs of TikTok. Oh, God.
Hey, I'm Amanda, and come with me as 80 of my COVID cautious friends go.
Okay, Amy is a psychopath. I would just like to say Amy is a psychopath.
Bowling in Portland, Oregon. We were super thrilled to have Kingpins open before hours for us.
Yo, they better charge them a premium for this shit.
And agree to mask. We had about 80.
Yo, you come to my business, I would mask if you paid me a shit ton. I'm talking like 3 times ticket price. You know what I mean?
People, including kids of all ages. And
so these poor children, can you imagine how horrible these children's lives are going to be and how bad they are now? Living with parents with Munchausen syndrome. Like, this is like taking the worst Eminem song, like where he talks about how his mom was this and that, and multiplying it by 1 billion. Look at these weirdos.
And adults come out and join us this morning from 9 to 10:30. Check out those Aeronet numbers. That
they literally put air filters in the bowling alley. I wonder if they're using the shoes. Like, are they using like the balls? So we went bowling for Christmas Eve, and like we got chicken wings. So we're eating chicken wings with our fingers and then wiping them with napkins and then putting them back into the ball and then eating chicken wings. It's the most unsanitary shit you could do. But they were delicious chicken wings. Shout out to King's Bowl, by the way. But dude, I want to know if they used the balls. Did they bring their own balls? Because the men in this obviously have no balls. Did they wear the reusable shoes?
That's because we had purifiers up the ass.
They had purifiers up the ass. I would not doubt they actually had purifiers in their anuses. I'm sure the men in this situation love getting pegged. So just fits.
We also had this adult only section.
Adult only section. Oh my God, look at the fupas on those people. Very fit and healthy people, guys. This is the picture of health.
That was really great here, but
look at the stomach on this fat slob. Like, you want to save yourself from COVID? I don't know. Maybe stop being such a fat piece of shit. Oh, this just smells. I can smell this room. It doesn't smell good. Even with the air purifiers up the ass.
Adults who are in a separate area away.
So why are they separating adults from kids? If they have the air purifiers and the masks, how does this work?
Kids, and but we had tons of kids, and they were all having great.
Of course, horrific bowling form, dude. The average, like 100% of these people are obese. The children will be. Like, they're not playing sports. They're not. Okay, Vivek was right. We need to import people. These Americans are fucking terrible.
Time there were ball ramps. It was completely accessible. We were able to accommodate people who needed extra space or specific conditions. We were really well spread.
I want to know how much this woman talking, she just sounds fat. I'm just saying.
Out here, and like these lanes have like bumpers that come up for individual bowlers.
So this bowling alley has bumpers for kids. Wow.
It's a completely.
Oh my God, what the fuck kind of mask is that? I'm not going to make fun of a little kid. I'm making fun of her mask. Don't get me twisted there. But what the fuck is that thing? That's like, she's like Bane.
New world.
They never respected me until I put on the mask.
And this really charming bowler was explaining that you can't hear her because of the mask and the noise.
I don't know what the fuck anybody's talking about. I can't hear through this fucking Bane mask I have on.
How she hasn't been bowling in years, and she has.
So you're muzzling this poor child who just wants to be heard. You're muzzling this poor child who just wants to be heard.
And her brother don't get to do this sort of thing all that often. And she's showing you the nails she got done at the Manny Petty event we did on Friday.
Bro, they're living in a cultish, weird world. Dude, I'm not a fan of government getting involved, but Child Protective Services, please save these children and ship these people off to like an island or something.
And then this is her brother kind of saying the same thing.
They can't even, you can't hear what they're saying because they're wearing 20 layers of masks and whatever the fuck she's wearing. What is that?
But a little bit more sullenly because he's a boy.
She just assumed that kid's gender.
And more bowling. Sometimes people were better than others. This guy was a real spoiler because there's always got to be one. And
that guy's the spoiler? That's your best bowler? Like, that's even worse than my bowling form. He didn't even get down. Like, he doesn't have hip mobility to get down low enough.
Because there's always got to be one. And everybody.
Oh my God.
Just had this like fantastic time and it was amazing. And the employees were all totally okay masking for us.
Not going to lie, there is a price. There is a price. I would be like, yeah, I'll keep my shit open for you. It's a big price. But it's a price. Hey, this is a fantastic one that I'll play. By the way, I would like to say to YouTube. This is not me talking. This is that evil far-right website, Fox News. And I don't agree with anything Fox News says because they're far-right, and I don't agree with far-right things. And they're mean people who question the CDC and the WHO, who are always correct no matter what. So I'm going to play this clip. This is me talking about Fox and how bad they are. Arrest Dr. Fauci now. I condemn you for saying that, Fox. The CDC is now saying there have been enough cases of people who have had the V, received the V, and then suffered a stroke. No, this has to be wrong. This is fake news, misinformation, propaganda. I can't believe we're letting them get away with this. Shut down Fox News now.
The COVID vaccine, the CDC is now, there has been enough cases of people who have had the vaccine, received the vaccine, and then suffered a stroke. The agency will now be investigating any potential links between the shots and the strokes in some of those patients. The COVID.
Wow, that is misinformation. I can't believe Fox News is saying that. Can't believe Fox News is saying that. Yeah, I mean, complete rubbish. Complete rubbish. Oh, let's go to this. Here's another doozy, guys. Another doozy. So much news today. All right, now that Trump has won, they're revising all of their numbers during the Biden administration. The government initially reported Q2 of 2024 had 653 job gains. It was actually negative. There was also a revision of 800,000 jobs from last year. They falsified the data to try to help Biden and Harris. They will likely spin the economy negative now that Trump is president. Now, when the Democrats kept telling me that he's made more jobs than ever, are you telling me they were lying? Wow, look at this. Crazy. It's all a lie. Everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. There are no jobs. The economy is not doing well. The economy is not doing well. Period. The end. Moving on to our final topic, then I'll get to the chat. This would be now Alan and I have spoken of this many times. This would be the kiss of death for mainstream media. In 2023, Big Pharma in the US spent around $15.58 billion on advertising. Imagine what CNN, MSNBC, or others would be without that kind of money. So RFK wants to ban drug ads on TV. Think about it this way. 75% of ad revenue for MSNBC and CNN comes from Big Pharma. Now, CNN and MSNBC are ad revenue-based models, meaning that if you get rid of pharmaceutical advertising on these channels, they will go out of business in one day. They will cease to exist. They will be gone. Yeah, let's go. So other than New Zealand, we're the only country that has that gives Big Pharma the ability to advertise like they do. So here's the deal. Get rid of it. Why am I advertising something that my doctor should prescribe? Should I really be doing a consumer demand model when my doctor is prescribing something to treat an illness or an ailment? No, that should be the doctor going, okay, you have an infection. We can give you this, this, or this. Which do you prefer? Here's the side effects of each. Boom. It shouldn't be someone going to the doctor like, yeah, I think I have an infection. So I saw an ad on TV for this thing that only causes, a side effect of pulsating genital warts. I think I'd like that one. Why is Big Pharma even advertising? It's so they can control the narrative. You will never hear MSNBC or CNN speak badly of anything, including experimental therapies, including Ozempic, including GLP-1s. Why? Because that's what pays their bills. Anyway, guys, it's all the topics I got for today. Let's get on to the chat. I know when Doge turned into pro visas for Indian tech workers. Yeah, there you go, Ruben. From Akenda Nation. If American companies are complaining they can't get Americans to work for them, it means the pay is too low. The answer is to pay more, not bring in the third world. Easy to say, but sometimes it's hard to afford employees. Like, I don't know. I get it. I'm with you. H-1B grants are not the 0.1% they are hiring for cheap labor. That's a fact. Yes, you are right, Sib Gut Punch. It's not culture. It's that the companies prefer foreigners who would be on the best behavior out of fear of losing their visas over U.S. citizens. Oh, I'm late to the party, but let me see if I got this straight. He thinks it's the Chads that are problem. Athletes, not burnt out kids listening to music about popping pills and shooting each other. Yeah, yep, you're right. So Zach Slater and Corey in those shows all went to college. Not everyone can be a genius like Steve Urkel. Hate to appropriate a lib phrase, but Vivek sounds like a jealous incel. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back it's Thursday. Probably Monday. I might come on here tomorrow night, depending what's going on. If I am, I hope you'll join me. Be sure to subscribe as hard as you can. If you're watching on X, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to head over to, I know you guys might not like YouTube, but need to get our subs up. Go to youtube.com/evening rants. That's youtube.com/evening rants and subscribe. You don't even have to go back. Go there and subscribe, please. Subscribe. Once we get up to a certain level, we can monetize this shit. And hopefully that strike goes away. And hopefully I don't get one from playing that dirty Fox News article from today. And we'll be good to go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to whatever channel you're on. Follow myself and Alan. Alan is the MFing COO, THEMFING COO. I am Mark Lobliner, MARCLOBLINER. My website is tigerfitness.com. Alan and I are both part of a brand. I am partner, and Alan is a hell of a contributor to Ambrosia. You can buy that at tigerfitness.com. Everything at tigerfitness.com is 10% off. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA. Buy yourself a beautiful Christmas gift of health and fitness. Get some MTS Whey, some Ambrosia Planta, some MTS Nutrition Immortal, some of the best creatine on earth, Pure Creatine from MTS Nutrition. Thank you guys. I'm Mark Lobliner, and I will see you next. Let's talk about pre-workouts. See, a lot of them just get you spiked and then you crash. The crash is crazy. When I take a pre-workout, I don't want my heart beating out of my chest. I can't do a set to failure with that. No, I want something that gets me focused. I want my mind to just go, I'm gonna get all the weight. I want my body to feel like I can go crush it, make the gains of my life. That's why the pre-workout I use is Ambrosia Kinetic. Ambrosia Kinetic is the greatest mushroom-enhanced mind and body performance booster pre-workout ever created. Go to tigerfitness.com now. That's tigerfitness.com. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA. MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. And you get 10% off, not just Kinetic, but the entire site. Go to tigerfitness.com now, save and make the gains you've been wanting.